Hi, and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is my wrap-up video for the second season of Stargate SG1. I'm going to be discussing the series so far and may make some comments that might be explained in future episodes. So please don't talk about future series or events in the comments. Thank you. I've enjoyed this season more than season 1. I've seen an improvement in the story quality, mostly. More on that later. But I also think the special effects and acting was taken up a notch. We had a lot of expansion to the Stargate story with the introduction of the Tok'ra, Jack meeting the Asgard, and Sam's father arriving on the scene and becoming a Tok'ra himself. I also felt that there was a lot more emotion this season and some really nice scenes. When Jacob met the Tok'ra host for the first time and they had their talk was really well done, and Apophyse's host being allowed to come forward for the first time in probably hundreds of years was pretty heartbreaking. I think Jack is the only character that I haven't seen any development or change with since season 1, which isn't a bad thing or a criticism. He's a pretty consistent character, which is good because it helps to ground him. We did see the strength of his character in the episodes Spirits and Secrets, where he stood up to his superiors when they were performing, let's say, morally shaky actions at the very least. I enjoyed his performance in the 5th race episode. His surprising confusion at knowing how to do things he shouldn't be able to do was underperformed and a very Jack thing to do. Sam was an interesting one this season. We saw her intellect come into effect in the Matter of Time episode, where she worked out what was happening with the black hole and how to resolve it, and in the 1969 episode, where she knew it was a solar flare that had sent them back and could send them home, although she initially overshot by a few decades. It was interesting to see her interacting with her father for the first time in the Secrets episode and their relationship. Whilst he's now off Earth, I get the feeling they seem to have a much more relaxed relationship now compared to how he was when he was in the Air Force. I am still a bit confused by John and R. Even though they're no longer within Sam, part of them is still there. She isn't 100% Samantha Carter as she was before they joined. That alone would be, and I said it before, enough for Mayborn and people like him to have her locked up, examined, and likely experimented on. It just really would. Daniel had a couple of key episodes this season. I appreciated Michael Shanks's acting in the Need episode when he became addicted to the sarcophagus. I thought that was really good performance. We also had him find Shara, only to lose her again. She had Apophyse's child, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I have to admit that I wish they'd wrap up the Shara storyline now, or at least give us a bit more about her. It does feel like they're dragging it out a bit. When he was asked if he was a Soviet spy in the 1969 episode, and he replied, "Niet." It was such a stupid thing to do, but it was also such a Daniel thing to do. I like that the characters' personalities shine through in the episodes. I still can't believe that I didn't recognise Michael Shanks under the makeup in the Holiday episode as Marcello. It's a shame that Teal'c's 2 main episodes this season were, in my opinion, 2 of the weakest ones, Family and Bane. Family had a lot of potential, but that ending just ruined it for me. Bane was just a bit slow and didn't really add anything to the show, I felt. I did enjoy the way he shot Daniel in the episode with the gold assassin. He didn't hesitate. He knew it was the best way to save Daniel, and he just shot him. I was interested to see his reaction in the last episode of the season by resigning and leaving Earth. It shows the bond that he has with his teammates now, and I'm looking forward to see what happens next to him. Whilst I realised that there were some key episodes in this season, such as the Tok'ra 2-parter and the 5th race, I think my favourite episode this season was Serpent's Song, which might not seem like a natural choice, but I based my decision on the quality of the acting and some of the nice cinematography. As for my least favourite, I'm afraid there's a clear choice, and that is One Small Step, where the UAV crashed and messed up the harmonics on the planet. I just found it slow, full of plot holes, and not really interesting. There were some really lovely special effects shots this season. The shot of Jack walking backwards through the Stargate when they were under attack in the Serpent Song episode was a particular highlight for me. The gamekeeper warping into different forms also looked really good early in the season. I liked the Asgard ship appearing in the Thor's Chariot episode. The hammer shape of the ship really ties into the whole story of the Asgard. When the Stargate was heating up under attack from a laser in the Serpent Song episode, I really liked the attention to detail they did here, with the condensation on the windows and the liquid nitrogen to cool it. And whilst it was a practical effect and not a special effect, I really loved the reveal of the Stargate from its box in the 1969 episode. There was just something about the way they climbed up it and dropped the front and back to reveal the gate. It was really well done. This season ended on quite the cliffhanger, so it'll be interesting to see where we go from here, and I'm looking forward to it. So I shall see you for the next episode. Be seeing you.